go through the Bible, we know that the first dysfunctional family, moving on, we know the first dysfunctional family were Adam and Eve and their children.
Yes. And
because Adam and Eve rebelled against God, when they had their children, that rebellion went down into one of the children, Cain. So Cain, as we know, that Adam and Eve begat Cain and Abel, as it says in the Bible. And then over a period of time, Cain slew Abel. He killed his brother. He actually killed his brother on a physical level.
Black on black violence.
However, the killing had already started with Adam and Eve because they were killing the spirit of God inside of themselves with their rebellion. So God had told them to do something. He had asked them to carry out an instruction, knowing that he was taking care of them. He was their parent, okay? He asked them not to do something. They chose to go and do it, which automatically pulled them down. They died. The spiritual level that they were on died. They were taken down from that spiritual level. They fell, okay? And in their falling, it caused a consequence for their children, for their future. And that consequence was they started killing one another. And it happened really quickly. So Cain killed Abel. Then he started lying when God asked him, "Where's your brother?" "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" Listen to the rebellion in his attitude. Am I my brother's keeper? Now just imagine if I ask one of my children, I say to Elijah, "Where's Joseph?" "I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper?" You know, if he asks me that, you know what's going to happen. You're in trouble. But that's the attitude that he had based on his parents' rebellion.
Right.
It didn't come from nowhere.
But, you know, Adam and Eve, the way we speak of Adam and Eve falling, but Adam and Eve didn't really fall. Adam failed to protect Eve.
Yeah, that's right.
He failed in his duty to protect his female. And because he didn't protect his female, he left a back door open where Satan could slide up on her. And Satan slid up on her and tricked her.
That's right.
And this is what is happening today because the black man doesn't know his role, isn't taught his role, doesn't accept his role, whichever one it is. The female is left unprotected.
That's right.
So the satanic society is able to fly down on the sister.
Yeah.
And trick her into all kinds of stuff that just leaves the family, you know, teetering and falling, or if we can say falling. It is a fall, but it is based upon a programming or a deprogramming by the satanic mind, the satanic environment that we're living in.
Of course it is, and that's what it is, because Allah raises us by degrees. That's what he said. And if I get knocked down from one based on me not performing an action or performing or sinning, then I get taken down from that level, and that's where the fall is. But it's you're right. It's based on actions, and it's based on a system that was used against them. Because don't think, listen, Satan, Lucifer, is a bearer of light. He's a smart brother, okay? He's a smart one. And he knew, he studied and he watched to see where he can pull people off the path. He said it himself, "I will lie in thy straight path." How do you know what the straight path is? Because he was on it himself and he chose to come off. But then how are you going to take people off the straight path? I'm going to study them. I'm going to watch what works and how to pull them off. So he did that knowing. He went to Eve knowing that Adam had gone out for the day, gone to work. He knew that. If Adam was there, he wouldn't have approached Eve.
That's right.
Brothers don't approach sisters if their partners are there unless they're too bright. Unless they're really brave. They don't do that. Or
ignorant. Or drunk.
Absolutely, yeah. But there's always got to be some reason. In general, they don't do that because the male is quite territorial.
So just as there is a life cycle, there's a death cycle.
Exactly.
And we've got to understand both, the death cycle and the life cycle.
But really, you know, in terms of the stop the killing, and in terms of like one brother killing another and not realising and not appreciating his responsibility to his brother and being in absolute rebellion. Am I my brother's keeper? Who do you think you're talking to? In him doing that, that's just a sign and a manifestation of what we're going through today. He was rebellious. Cain was very, very rebellious, but he was rebellious based on the rebellion that he had seen and felt via his parents.
And being fed.
That's
via
right,
the
through
womb.
the womb, which the sperm was brought into the womb, so it came from the father, and then it went down to the mother.
So you're saying it's us as parents again. You're bringing it back to us as parents.
Exactly, because...
Whereas out on the road or in the community events, we tend to be focusing on the children a lot.
Yeah. And it's not about the children, it's about the adults. You know, it's about us reshaping and recreating our environment and our society. Because, again, the wages of sin is death. And in it being death, death comes in many different ways. It can come in illness. It can come in like getting addicted to drugs. It can come in actual physical death with someone losing their life. It could come in the word, in a CD that has swearing all over it and cursing.
Which is how it generally comes.
That's right.
To us anyway, in our community.
Right. It can come in the food. It can come in like bad practices. It can come in playing chicken on the train lines. It can come in
eating chicken.
Yeah.
On the train lines. Box food.
That's right. It comes in so many different ways.
No, we reached that time, sister. I know time has really sped past really quick this week.
It has. I can't believe it.
Yeah.
And again...
Let's believe it. So, closing comment time, sis.
Yeah, brothers and sisters, we're living in the valley of the shadow of death. And Minister Farrakhan has told us so many times that death stands at the door. And it comes in so many different ways. Even in drugs, we're so busy getting high. Minister Farrakhan said the reason why we get high is because we're so low. We feel low.
And we know that we're supposed to be high.
Right, and why do we feel low? Because we're disconnected from Allah, who is the Most High. And that's what the name Ali means. It means the Most High. So it's time for us to reconnect with God, who is our real Father. And when we reconnect with Him, then we'll be able to reconnect with our children. Because that's why in the Bible, the children were given Elijah. Elijah came. Elijah came to reconnect the hearts of the father with the children, the hearts of the children with the father, in order to create harmony within the earth.
Because the hearts had been disconnected.
That's right. And they'd been disconnected by Shaitan, by the devil. So now our responsibility now is to reconnect ourselves as parents, to reconnect ourselves with God through prayer, through acts of devotion, through obedience, through care, through love, through devotion to one another. And then that will help to reconnect our children back with us and their Father also, who is God. May Allah bless us, brothers and sisters, to do one thing this week. Practice. Yeah, pray. May Allah bless us, Allah. Yeah, to be successful. Because He's already said, Allah God has already said that success is ours. We need to accept it. Assalamu alaikum.
And we're clear.
At least you don't do that cut thing anymore. Gosh, I forgot to say, brothers and sisters. Oh, I'll say it next week. That you know what?
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you.
My youth.
So I look like a youth to you. No, but really,
You do actually.
really. Didn't you hear brother say so? I look 15.
See? My youth.